Hey, what up, Cakes crew? I'm so happy to just be here and talk to you guys without any kind of script or agenda. I just want to give you guys a bit of an update on what's been going on with me, why I haven't been super active on the channel, and what my plans are for the future. Getting started, I wanted to talk a little bit about also life updates, because I haven't done any kind of life update in a while. It's probably been like a year. So a lot of people have asked me about what I eat. They asked me to do a video on what I eat. I don't do a lot of videos on food because I don't find them very interesting. It's kind of boring for me to talk about food. I'm not a super huge personal trainer advocate for being on a strict diet plan. I'm more a believer of just making healthy lifestyle choices as best and as often as you can. That's kind of how I live my life as well. But because of where I live right now, I live somewhere very remote. I don't have access to a lot of good food alternatives or options. My food often doesn't come very fresh. So what I eat right now is based on my current living conditions, and they're not going to be this way forever. It's just how it is currently. So I'm very limited on what I can eat, and it's not very interesting to talk about. But since a lot of you have asked me about my diet and stuff like that, I'll dedicate this first little bit of the video to that, and then we'll move on. So for breakfast, I have a couple eggs, or I have a protein shake. Okay, not super exciting. Mid-morning snack, I'll have some kind of healthy Nutri-Grain, Nutri-Valley, Nutri-whatever bar, and I'll have an apple or some kind of fruit with that. And then lunch comes around. If I'm working, I have 2 sandwiches. If I'm not working, I have 1 sandwich. I love sandwiches. I love them so much. I'm not a trainer that advocates for people to avoid carbs because I see them as a valuable energy source. And depending on, if I'm working a 12-hour shift, I eat lunch, I got 6 hours to go. I need something that's going to time me over, so I have a little bit of extra carbs. If I'm at home and I have access to snacks and stuff in the kitchen, I don't need 2 sandwiches. So before I eat anything, I consider what it's doing for my body, how it is as a fuel source, how far it's going to take me, how it makes me feel. I consider all these things before I decide what I'm going to eat. Mid-afternoon, I'll have a snack where it's usually just it's a handful of nuts and raisins, right? It's trail mix without the chocolate, because why do you need the chocolate? And I'll have some carrots. Okay, I don't like a wide variety of vegetables, but the vegetables that I do like, I stick to, and I consistently eat them because I know that I like them, and it makes it a lot easier for me to eat them and incorporate them in my daily routine. So I get a couple carrot sticks. I'm not talking like I don't dice them up and dip them in ranch. Like I just grab the whole carrot stick. Okay, I eat them like a Viking, like a wild animal. That's how I eat my carrots. But that's what works for me. Also, I don't want to prepare vegetables. I just like to eat them raw. It's just, as soon as I have to cut them up and prepare them in any kind of way, I lose interest. I don't want to eat them anymore. So I like to eat vegetables I can just grab and eat raw, right? Even peppers, I just eat them raw like an apple if I can. So supper it changes all the time. I like to switch it up at supper time, and especially with this pandemic, I've been trying new foods, and I kind of have limited ingredients right now, but I like to see if I can make meals in different ways with the ingredients that I have. So I'll tell you, the healthiest meal that I eat regularly is chicken breast and green beans. I love that combo. It's so awesome. Another regular meal I have is just spaghetti because it's quick and it's easy. I know a ton of pasta for supper is not a super great choice, but it's just what I have access to right now. And you know what? There's a wide variety of healthier meals that I have and kind of healthy meals that I have. But the one thing that I stick to is I try and make sure it's a whole food. It's as least processed as possible, so that if I have to be lazy and just throw in a pot of spaghetti, at least I know it's like a whole wheat. Or I've been actually trying these veggie-based spaghetti noodles. They're like made out of cauliflower or something. I hate cauliflower, but I don't mind things that are made of it. So yeah, and the sauce, I make sure it's not too bad. I don't use a lot of processed cheese on foods. Like I just try, like, whatever I'm eating, I try and make sure that it is as organic or as close to a whole food as possible. Foods are going to be processed. Okay, that just means they come in a can. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad or unhealthy foods. It just means that they've been processed. Something has happened to them. They've gone through a factory of some kind. They've gone through some kind of canning process, right? That just makes them processed. The foods you really want to look out for is the highly processed foods. That's just straight up junk food, right? So I just want to let you know I'm still human, and I still have bad days where I don't eat the best, but I always try and consider these. Before I put anything in my mouth, I consider what it's doing for me. Okay, so moving on to snack foods. We already talked about morning and afternoon, but in the evening, I've really started to like frozen fruit of whatever variety. I pour it into a cup or into a bowl and I eat it with a spoon. And I love that. That's been my go-to. Aside from that, your snack foods change all the time. But my kryptonite, if I'm being honest with you, is chips. It's always been chips. I love chips so much. It's kind of been my sensual escape from the world, since I can't really go out anywhere or do anything or go out to eat anywhere. There's no takeout here. I can't order things to my door. So my only kind of pleasure or escape or treat has been chips. So just being honest with you, from time to time I have chips. I just make sure that I don't get addicted or start going too hard on them. Okay, so that's the food stuff out of the way. Of course, there are variants and exceptions to everything that I've just said, but that is kind of my go-to. In terms of exercise, I've been taking my dog for lots of walks. It's still an Arctic tundra out there, so I'm still wearing heavy snow gear, and it's really exhausting to go for walks in that snow gear. So it's been an excellent source of exercise for me. Aside from that, I've been doing full body workouts at home. Nothing fancy, no crazy routine, because I'm not really concerned about making gains, about building muscle, about losing fat. I'm just trying to maintain my fitness throughout COVID until I have an opportunity to use my old weights again, or access to a gym again. Right now I don't have access to any of that. I got one pair of dumbbells and that is plenty. Don't ever think that you need equipment or a gym membership. There's no reason to not exercise. There's no person that has a reason to not exercise unless you're physically injured in some way. I don't care how busy your life is. I don't care how much money you have. You just need a body that you have, and you need a floor. Okay, that's all you need. One pair of dumbbells I have, I feel blessed. I feel lucky. It opens up so many doors for me just to have one pair of dumbbells. So don't ever tell me that you have a good reason to not exercise, because you probably don't. It's probably just some story you've spun up in your head. I'm sorry, I'm just being real. Okay, you don't need a gym membership. If you're all about bodybuilding, you're all about getting strong. Like, if you don't have the tools available to you to work on your goals, modify your goals. Okay, it can be temporary, right? Just insert a new goal in there. Like I want it to be as strong as possible before I hit 30, right? Now I can't do that. I can't prepare for strongman competitions because I don't have access to that anymore. So my goals have to change. Now my goals are just to maintain my fitness throughout the pandemic and get back into strength training as soon as possible. So my workouts reflect that. Okay, you can always modify, adapt, and change your goals. Just don't want you to think that since you can't strength train because you don't have heavy weights, it's not worth it to exercise. Okay, that is a poor attitude. You have to adapt sometimes to whatever your reality is. That being said, that's a good transition point to talk about what my goals are in the next upcoming year. So I don't have access to equipment or anything like that now, but I will. After I move away from this place, which is going to be happening within the next year or so, I will be building a home gym. And I'm not talking just like a few dumbbells and a yoga mat. I mean like a full floor dedicated to a gym, like gym mats, mirrors, lights, squat rack, dumbbell rack, some cable machines. Like I want a full gym. A, because I want to privately personal train people from my house and I want to be able to work from home. And B, I don't want to have to be dependent on a gym, or if a pandemic happens again, I don't ever want to be limited. This is truly a large investment in myself and my health and my personal well-being. C, for YouTube, because once I have all this equipment, 1,000 doors open for video content, right? I can do tutorial videos, I can do Q&A videos, I can do workout videos. There's just so much I can do. So I just want to let you know now, the people that are subscribed to me when I'm like, I've been doing a lot with nothing, okay? I don't have access to anything. I don't have a good YouTube studio. Heck, every time I film a video, my background is different. So that's another thing I want to change too. I want to have dedicated equipment space, a YouTube studio, like a whole setup so I can regularly put out a lot of different kinds of videos and put out a lot of really great content. That's my goal for the next year. So if you're subscribed now, know that the people that are joining me on my journey, and my YouTube journey, and you've been using me as a source for motivation or whatever, know that you are the foundation of my YouTube channel. You are the people that inspire me because you're sticking with me when I have nothing. And if my channel ever grows or blows up or anything like that, I want you to know the people watching this now, you guys are the OGs. I've been YouTubing for 6 years with nothing. And that's all about to change within the next year. I'm really gonna finally take my channel to the next level. And the people that are watching this now, You guys are the foundation, so thank you. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you. Every new subscriber, every new comment, every time someone DMs me on Instagram about a YouTube video, it makes my day. Honestly, it does. So I really, really appreciate you guys. So now that we're talking about YouTube, I just want to move on to why I haven't been as active lately. So since the rise and fall of Elliot Hall's, that video that I put out, I haven't put out a lot since. That's because I've been converting my personal training business to the online model because I can't train people in person right now. So I've been working with my head down for like 2 months on this program. And while I've been working on this program, I've been filming videos because if you go join me on this program, you get access to a bunch of online content. So I made over 50 videos in the past like 2 months. 50, right? In 2 months. So I've been working like crazy. I've had to start using eye drops because I forget to blink. I'm working so hard. But now those videos are all done. They're out of the way. It's all some of my best ideas and advice and stuff like that I wanted to make available to people who wanted to give the Limit Breaker program a try. They wanted to commit themselves fully to me and invest in themselves and achieving their health and fitness goals. So I wanted to have that content available and ready. But now that that's done and out of the way, I want to get back to making regular content here, the content that you guys like. And within the past year, my life's going to be changing a lot. So I'm just going to put out videos when I can, of what I can, and it's still going to be good stuff. Even though I've just made like 50 videos, I still have a ton of ideas and stuff for this channel, and I'm really excited. And you guys are joining me on this channel at a really good time because I'm kind of in a transition period, but there's a lot of big things happening in my life outside of YouTube, and it's all really exciting, and my channel is soon going to reflect that. Moving on to the next subject, the Rise and Fall series. I wasn't going to do a series on it, but since the first one did so well and so many of you reached out, I did a poll to see who you guys want to see next, and you guys all agreed, the Hodge twins. So I've already been getting to work on that. I've done my research, and I'm about halfway through the script. So that being said, I have to finish my script, I have to do the recordings, I have to do the editing, and the documentary will be out hopefully in April. We'll see how life goes, but within the next couple months, I would expect to see the next episode. So the Rise and Fall of Elliot Hall set the bar really high, and I want to try to kind of always achieve that standard as best I can in all the documentaries because you guys seem to really like it, and I want to keep giving you content that you like and that you enjoy. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing to me. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your patience and your viewership, and I really hope to build up a good connection with you and to grow a community here together. So the KX crew, right? Thanks for thanks for joining me and my crew. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm very excited. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Klassen out.